Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye. Nashtaprayesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 24 and Text 7. Avadayam tadha vyomni avadayam statha vyomni vaditrani gana ganaha vaditrani gana ganaha gayanti tam sma gandharva gayanti tam sma gandharva nityanti apsarasaha mudha nityanti apsaraso mudha avadayam stadha vyomni vaditrani gana ganaha gayanti tam sma gandharva nutyanti apsaraso mudha avadayam stadha vyomni vaditrani gana ganaha gayanti tam sma gandharva nityanti apsaraso mudha vaditrani gana gana gayanti sa gandharva Avadayan sounded, tadha at that time, vyomni in the sky, vaditrani musical instruments, gana ganaha the rain clouds, gayanti sang, tam to him, sma certainly, gandharvaha the Gandharvas, nutyanti danced, apsarasaha the Apsarās, mudha in joyful ecstasy. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. At the time of his descent on earth, demigods in the form of raining clouds sounded musical instruments in the sky. The celestial musicians, the Gandharvas, sang the glories of the Lord, while celestial dancing girls known as Apsarās danced in joyful ecstasy. Please repeat. At the time of his descent on earth, demigods in the form of raining clouds sounded musical instruments in the sky. The celestial musicians, the Gandharvas sang the glories of the Lord, while celestial dancing girls, known as Apsarās, danced in joyful ecstasy. Text 8, I will read it by myself. Petuhu sumanaso divya kecharair apavarjita praseduscha dishasarva ambhamsicha manamsicha. At the time of the Lord's appearance, the demigods flying freely in the sky showered flowers. All the directions, all the waters, and everyone's mind became very satisfied. Purport. It is learned herewith that in the higher sky there are living entities who can travel through the air without being hampered. Although we can travel in outer space, we are hampered by so many impediments, but they are not. We learn from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam that the inhabitants of the planet called Siddhaloka can travel in space from one planet to another without impediment. They showered flowers on the earth when Lord Kapila, the son of Kaddama, appeared. Text 9. Tat Kardhamashrama padam Saraswatya parishritam Swayambhu shakam Rushibhi Marichadibhi Abhyayat. Translation. Brahma, the first-born living being, went along with Marichi and other sages to the place of Kaddama's hermitage, which was surrounded by the river Saraswati. Purport. Brahma is called Swayambhu because he is not born of any material father and mother. He is the first living creature and is born from the lotus which grows from the abdomen of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Therefore he is called Swayambhu, self-born. The Sanskrit Bhaktivedanta Purporto Majnanatimidandhasya Ananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namavom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Dvaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So in the last verse we have seen how the Lord enters the womb of Devahuti. Coming to know of this news, the demigods, they took the form of clouds, and avadayam stadavyomni, in the sky they appeared as clouds, and then they started gayanti tamsma Gandharva. Particularly the Gandharvas, they started singing the glories of the Lord. Nutyanti Apsaraso Mrudha, and the celestial dancing girls known as Apsarās, they danced in joyful ecstasy. So now the Lord's descent is imminent as Kapila, and the demigods are celebrating his descent. And here we can see they are Gayanti Tamsma Gandharva. The Gandharvas, they are singing the glories of the Lord. And then Nutyanti Apsaraso, and then the dancing girls are dancing in ecstasy. Mudha means joyful ecstasy. So in the next few days we also going to witness the descent of the Lord. As Shri Radha Govinda Prabhupada Ki Jai. So that time also we will be singing and we will be dancing. Gayanti Tamsma Gandharva, the demigods, the devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness, they are also demigods. They are also developing the Devata qualities. And so we can see there will be a tumultuous kirtans and playing of the Vaditrani, various musical instruments. So this is actually the Sankirtan and dancing, playing musical instruments is a universal phenomenon. We see here the demigods are doing that. So during the Brahmotsav, during the Pratishtha, again the demigods will also be participating. We have to see whether they come as clouds or in whatever form, but as part of Brahmotsav, it is a custom that the demigods are invited to participate in the festivities. Every day they are offered prasadam of the Lord, and at the end of the festival, again they respectfully, they are sent back. So that's the. It is a very common phenomena in every Brahmotsav that happens in the temples. So here we are seeing the demigods are actively involved in glorifying the Supreme Lord and celebrating the event. So here it is mentioned Ghana Ghana, that means cloud. It reminds us about the Gurvastaka that we sing every day. Ghana Ghanatvam Praptasya Kalyana Gunarnavasya Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam. So this Gurvastaka is written by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and he promises one who with great care and attention loudly recites this beautiful prayer to the spiritual master during the Brahma Muhurta obtains direct service to Krishna, the Lord of Vrindavan, at the time of his death. Now this is the benediction. Simply by loudly reciting this beautiful prayer, he is blessed with the direct service to Krishna at the time of his death. While living, you get direct service, and once the practice is complete, you become completely ready, then you will also directly serve Krishna in Vrindavan at the time of death. Already the Vrindavan is here, Golden Temple. This is Hyderabad Vrindavan. We are chanting, dancing, and Krishna is there, Radha Govinda present. And by seeing devotees' enthusiasm, they are coming in little bigger forms, so that we can immerse ourselves in the beauty of their presence and become even more. Mudha means Nutyanti Apsara Mudha, and even more dance joyfully. This is the blessing of this moment. And how is this possible? Because the Ghana Ghana, the spiritual master, has appeared in this world. This world, this Muda, joyful ecstasy is not possible. People may smile, people may look happy and all that, but this Muda is not possible. Joyful ecstasy of nicely jumping and dancing, these things are not possible. But how is it that in this very world, we see devotees dancing in great ecstasy? That is because a different kind of a cloud has appeared in this world. and that is in the form of Prabhupada. Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam. Ghana Ghanatvam means, here it is sent, Ghana Ghana means cloud. So this world is compared to Dhavanala, a place where there will be fightings, there is fire everywhere. This is, particularly in this age, highly conducive for fighting. Kali means Kalaha. The conditioned souls, whenever they act, they always act out of animosity. There is an envy and animosity. So that's why there is always fire in this world. Samsara Dhavanala, Lida. Lida means afflicted. This loka is always afflicted with a fiery-like situation. Very uncomfortable and burning. There is a burning heart. Everybody's hearts are on fire. And it is said that such Dhavanala cannot be extinguished by ordinary sources of water. You need a big cloud suddenly appearing, and if the cloud pours mercifully the waters, then there is a possibility of extinguishing those Dhavanalas. And then where is the cloud getting its water from? Praptasya. It takes from Praptasya Kalyana Guna, auspicious qualities, ocean of auspicious qualities, and that is Krishna. So the Guru is a mercy incarnation of Krishna. He is Krishna's incarnation, mercy incarnation. And then he comes, Vande Guru Shri Charana Ravindam, he comes and then he freely distributes without any restriction. Like cloud doesn't discriminate anything. It pours water in the rivers also, on the dry lands also, on the forest also, on the mountains, stones, everywhere, without any discrimination. So similarly, Prabhupada has come into this burning place of miseries, and then he has given this message. He has brought the message from Krishna. And the message is that we are all his eternal servants. And we have we have a higher nature. We are not these bodies, but we have a higher nature, and that nature is spiritual in nature, and then we are eternal servants of Krishna. Prabhupada not only just gave philosophy, but he gave a practical way of living the philosophy. On a day-to-day basis, minute-to-minute basis, all the time, how we can live as an eternal servant of Krishna even in this world. Jai Radha Govinda Ki Jai. How to live as eternal servant. And that is we are getting trained up in that. Sadhana Bhakti means, till now we have been acting like masters, as enjoyers, as owners, in various roles like this. But then Prabhupada said, our real identity is we are eternal servants of Krishna. And in this world, most of the people don't know how to be a servant. Why? Because always they act like masters only. They have forgotten this bhava, servant. Dasatva, they have forgotten. The attitude of service is forgotten. That seva bhav is forgotten. They may say seva and all that, but actually everybody wants to be master. While serving, he will be thinking how I can take over the master's position. This is what everybody thinks. I remember when we joined the company, they asked everybody, what do you want to become? And everybody said, we want to become CEO. And CEO is still sitting there only. Openly everybody is saying, we want to replace you and sit there. This is material world means. Everybody wants to become bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's the... But we have forgotten what is this attitude of Sevonmukha. We have forgotten. We are not Unmukha of servant of Krishna. We have forgotten that. So, to remind us that, look, you, till now you are acting differently. You have assumed a different role as master, enjoyer and this and that. But actually, your original position is you are an eternal servant of Krishna. It looks very simple. Philosophy is very simple. But to practice, to be a servant, that is not easy. It requires continuous assistance, help and support and direction of the spiritual master. How to be a servant in this circumstance, how to be a servant in that, I forgot. Servant of Krishna. So, that's why Prabhupada, he has established the temples and he gave the deity worship. An extraordinary facility he gave. He has introduced Pancharatrika Vidhi and he has given us the facility of deity worship. And most wonderful thing that Prabhupada has given us is how to see the deity. Of course, in India, because we are all born in India, from our childhood we have seen many deities. Obviously, most of us would have gone to some temples. If not the Supreme Lord's temple, at least the demigod temples. We would have gone there. So, we have seen deities, but we have never understood. Really, we used to think deity is representing God who is there in his abode. We used to think that deity is like a representation, just represents the God. But when we came in touch with Krishna consciousness movement, Prabhupada has startled everyone. And then he said, no, it is not a representation, it is God himself. You are directly dealing with God. You are directly dealing with Krishna. The son of Nanda Maharaj, whom the Nanda Maharaj dealt, now you are going to deal. Directly you are seeing the son of Nanda Maharaj and the daughter of Rishabhanu, Radha Govinda. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri and when he saw Lord Jagannath, he is not said, oh, you are representing Jagannath, or you are, he has not said any of those. And he said, oh, you are the same son of Nanda Maharaj. And in great ecstasy, he lost his consciousness. Oh, my Lord is present here. He is directly perceiving Krishna, because that's a fact. The Lord is personally has come here. He has descended from his abode into Banjara Hills, Hyderabad Banjara Hills, Golden Temple. Very specific descent. So, we should not think that, I am dealing with some representation or I am dealing with some physical elements. These are all not the reality. The reality is that the Lord's original form, the Satchidananda form, is in front of us. The same Chinmaya Sharira, same Satchidananda Sharira. That is the understanding that Prabhupada gave us. So he gave the deities, and then he gave us an opportunity to serve the deities. Although we are conditioned, we are not qualified, still we are able to directly serve Radha and Krishna only because Gana, because of the mercy of the spiritual master. Everything that we do is actually to assist Prabhupada. I mean, who can serve Radha Krishna directly? Only Prabhupada can do. Only a pure devotee, he understands the sensitivities of directly serving the Supreme Lord. He knows Krishna's desires and Krishna, what makes Krishna happy. So, what we are all doing is, we are assisting Prabhupada in satisfying Krishna. Prabhupada thinks that I am doing all these things as an assistant to my spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So, through Parampara, Krishna is pleased, and all our services are meant for assisting Prabhupada in offering this. There are so many works are going on now, renovations are going on, so many departments, devotees, all the devotees are involved, and somebody working on the altar, somebody is working on the temple improvements, somebody is working on collection, somebody is working on spending, somebody is working on accounting. Everything that we are doing as assist in capacity of assisting the spiritual master. In essence, all these things are done by Prabhupada only. We are just assisting him. Prabhupada is the one who is doing this festival, and then we are all assisting him nicely, so that the festival is pleasing to Guru and Krishna. This is the mood. No one can take any credit that I have done this and I have done that. We all have done it as an assistant to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is the one who is the doer. So this is a very important understanding. There is no quarrel required that I have done more or you have done something less. There is no such discrimination. And there is no such discrimination between the services. This is called absolute nature. Absolute nature of service means cleaning and washing the temple hall is same as carving the altar inside and getting it ready for the deities. Both are same. In the eyes of God, in the eyes of Krishna, both the services are equally important and they are same. One who is doing this is not inferior, or maybe someone who is doing something, they are not, that service is not. So both are same, because both are meant for the pleasure of the deities. So these are the concepts that we have all forgotten. And we have developed new concepts after coming into this world, and they are known as material concepts. And what is this material concept? Something is low, something is high, something is good, something is bad, something is badra, something is abadra, badra. This calculation of something is good, something is bad is called simply mental speculation. Simply mental. Everything is bad here in this world. But we think some things are better, some things are good. To get rid of this dualistic thinking, these material concepts, and to elevate our consciousness to these absolute concepts of seeing the deity, seeing Vaishnava, seeing the services, seeing this world, interactions with the world. This is a journey that requires the expert guidance, because we have forgotten all these concepts. So that's why Prabhupada is so kind. He has appeared by his own will, by the will of the Lord, and he has, released us from this Davanala and gave us Gayanti, Nutyanti, Vaditrani, musical, singing and dancing. And not only that, they have also Petu Sumanaso Divya. They all started showering flowers. Kecharair Apavarjita. Apavarjita means they dropped flowers also. They showered flowers. Kecharair means they are actually flying in the sky. The demigods who fly in the sky. That's called Kechara. Putana is known as Kechari. She can travel in the sky and then also assume the form that she wants. So each word has wonderful meaning. And the Bhagavatam shlokas are so wonderful. Each word is so beautiful. Prabhupada says every word you will take 1 month to understand. You just imagine how many years you need to really study Bhagavatam. That is the kind of research work that is there with us. So much you can do research within Bhagavatam. There is no need to go to anything else. Just nicely study this. Kecharair apavarjita prasedusta disha sarva ambamsi chamanamsi cha. In all directions, in all waters, and in all minds, everybody became satisfied. So satisfaction is only praseduhu means satisfaction. A living entity can become satisfied in all aspects only when the Lord descends into this world, Lord descends into his life. Only when Krishna comes in, then we can be satisfied. Otherwise, by any material arrangement, satisfaction is not possible. Hereby devotees are all satisfied because of the presence of the Lord, because of the service of the Lord, not because of the material facilities. There are so many people in this city, they have much better facilities than what we have. But then, why they are satisfied is because of the presence of the Supreme Lord. So here also, the Lord has appeared, so everybody is satisfied. Ambamsi, manamsi, waters and minds. Both are controlled by moon, the movements of the moon. So obviously, they both, waters and minds are satisfied. So Prabhupada is specifically pointing out here that there are living entities like demigods who can travel through air without any impediments, without being hampered. Actually, you see, Prabhupada repeatedly brings in contrast to the current situation what has been explained in Bhagavatam, what is possible in this world, and what is actually happening today. Nowadays also we can see, we can fly in the airplane, but there are so many impediments are there. Sometimes these impediments are very dangerous. They look very, threatening. There sometimes the small flights are there. They are kind of very lightweight kind of flights, and if there is a lot of clouds are there, and winds are there, you will see the flight shaking. And inside you will not be able to peacefully sit. Particularly when you see a cloud, instead of becoming happy, you become threatened. Oh my God, by the time you cross this, what will happen? Sometimes they really shake, and then there is something called air bubbles. The flight can suddenly come down in the altitude suddenly. I don't know whether I told you, once I had an experience like that. Hyderabad to Tirupati. We were about to reach Tirupati, and myself and those days one more senior devotee, vice president, he was there with me, and then we both are traveling next to each other. We are sitting in the seats, and we are heading towards Tirupati. I think it's a small flight, so while descending, these clouds are there, and then again there is something called an air bubble. So what happened? We just came into the air bubble. I think it just fell down quickly by some 5-6 feet. We were almost touching the top. This thing. I mean, because belt is there, we have not gone up like that, but then almost. And the air hostesses are on the floor, and whatever they are carrying, it's all. And then the cupboards are opened up. Everything fell on this thing. Everybody is screaming, and we are looking at each other. We said, probably the time has come. We were trying to take our chanting bags and chant Hare Krishna. Everybody is screaming on this. Then after that, it went on. That shaking went on for a long time, and finally it got stabilized and all that. And sometimes that's why. Sometimes I think that both president and vice president should not travel in the same flight. Better, if possible, separate. So anyway, the point is here, there are so many impediments and hamperings in the travel. It's not very comfortable, full of fear. But demigods are not like that. And then suddenly Lord Brahma also appears, and then he comes to the ashrama, Kardama Padam. He comes to the ashrama, hermitage of Kardama Muni, along with Swayambhu Sakam Rishibhi, along with all the initial great sages, Marichi Adibi, like Marichi and others, Atri and other great sages, Abhyayat. They all come to Kardama's hermitage, which is surrounded by the river Saraswati. Now, in the next few shlokas, we will see the wonderful instructions of Brahma and his appreciation for Kardama for following his instructions strictly. And then you see the Brahma's further orders to Kardama as to what he has to do. So those wonderful instructions we will see in the next few shlokas, which shows how a disciple should be extremely attached to instructions of the spiritual master. We'll stop here. Any questions? Srila Prabhupada ki Srimad Bhagavatam